Hey, this is Kris from Warfect. You're listening to Brutally Delicious, and thank you very much.
Hey, you are listening to the Brutally Delicious podcast. I'm Bruce.
I'm Kris, and I'm feeling a little thrashy.
Hell yeah. And you know why? Because we're going to be chatting with Kris from Warfect. These guys are from somewhere in Sweden, I believe. And man, this is some heavy, thrashy, I don't know how else to explain it.
Well, I was just listening to their single Pestilence. And the way I'll describe this single is, imagine if early Metallica met Power Trip and had a baby.
Wow, that's quite an interesting analogy, or however you want to say it. Hey, for some reason I'm not able to add him. Hold on.
Okay.
I just had him. I've been talking to him. Why won't it add?
Hi there.
Oh, good. There you are. How are you, man?
Yes.
Bruce Moore here. That's my partner, Kris.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. How are you doing tonight?
Great. How are you?
Loving the warm weather. That's what I'm saying.
What's it like over there in Sweden? Is it cold?
Yeah, it's getting colder for sure. Yeah, we're going for the winter now, so...
Yeah. What's the virus situation like over there? Is it pretty under control, or is it like the U.S.?
Well, we thought it was under control, but as a lot of other countries, we're seeing a lot of a surge in especially in bigger cities.
Yeah,
getting a lot of more cases than before. So it's more like the situation was back in the spring.
Right. That's about what we're getting to now here too. How does that? So with that being the case, how is it? This is your fourth record, Spectres of Devastation. How was it different, and what were the hurdles you had to overcome to try and release a record in the middle of this nonsense?
Well, the record was recorded like in January, February this year.
Oh, okay.
So we were expecting a release maybe during the summer at best, or at least late summer in August. And then we hope to be able to follow that up with some kind of tour or something like that. But since the virus hit in February or March, everything changed. And actually, when we recorded the album in January, we didn't have a label, so we didn't know how or when to release it. We just hoped for the best, and we were looking, of course, and then signed to Napalm Records in the summer. And because of the virus, among other things, they decided to postpone the release, or actually set it in November. So the release date is November the 13th.
Right. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Are you, Kris, you there?
I'm here.
You got anything? You want me to keep going?
No, keep going.
Are you doing anything differently now, like as far as interacting with your fans online or doing live streams, since nobody's playing any shows?
Well, yes and no. We are doing different things because we haven't been that active creating content before. But since the deal with Napalm, that kind of changed everything. So now we're trying to be more active, and we're trying to produce more content. And of course, we're looking into doing some live streams instead of actually when we're not able to perform the usual way. We're, as all the other artists, looking for doing live streams and stuff. But we haven't done any live streams yet, and we're thinking of doing the release gig in November. Maybe that will be our first live stream.
As a live stream. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. I know the logistics are probably pretty hard. I've seen some really good ones, and then I've seen some really bad ones. So I guess you don't want to do it unless you can get it right.
Yeah. yeah, that's really difficult. So we're going to try out the equipment, and we'll see. And if we'll decide not to do it as a live stream, we'll film everything. We'll record, set up all the sound recording equipment, and we'll probably release it as a live show 1 week later or something like that on YouTube. And then we'll be able to like edit it with different, multicam footage and some cool stuff. Maybe we can film the crowd drinking beer and a lot of more stuff than we'll be able to do with a live stream, because
Are bars in Sweden open at full capacity right now?
Well, they are open, but they do have restrictions. So I don't know about full capacity, but some places do accept a pretty large number of people, but then they have to follow these restrictions. So it's like you have to be seated. You can be a maximum X number of people in a group, and you have to order at the table. There's no bar ordering and a lot of other stuff. So it's open, but with restrictions.
Okay. On a good note, I was just on your Facebook page, and where did you get the idea to make beer coasters as merch?
Well, I don't know who pitched that idea, but we thought it was a cool idea to try out a few coasters for ourselves, because we wanted coasters. That would be a cool thing. And then we thought maybe we can do it to get a few ourselves, and then we can, stick one or two in each merch order. But then we thought, well, maybe people want to buy this, like a pack of coasters. We decided to do it like a merch thing, like a 4-pack of coasters, and people actually like it. So it's a pretty cool thing.
It's very cool, man. I was just like, this is the most unique idea that I've seen in a long time for merch. Like, and just the way you advertise it too, you're like, you need someplace to put your beer down, and all it is a picture of a beer going coaster to coaster.
But in times like this where bands are suffering and any bit helps, that's kind of a cool little marketing.
Yeah, you need to think outside the box. So we need to create stuff. We need to create content. We need to create new merch. We need to think of new ways to get out there. And we're not a new band, but for most people, we're a new band. Most people haven't heard about us. And then we need to do things maybe a little differently to get out there. We need to reach a lot of people, and we need to do it fast.
Yeah. I mean, so getting back to this whole releasing in this, in the pandemic era, you've done 3 records, and this is a whole lot different. Where do you see the music business falling on the other side of this pandemic? It's obviously going to have to reinvent, right?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think it will be affected by this for a long, long time. I really hope that someday, in a not too far distant future, we can look back on this as an incident that maybe the outcome, maybe it brings some positivity or some positive things in the end. But as of now, it's really bad for musicians, artists, and even actors. A lot of people is really suffering from this. So
I like this. Really you're 100% right, and I like to think that it's resilient and everybody's kind of working, and the technology's there. I think it's going to turn into something really good, but something very different than we're used to, a whole different model.
Yeah, that's what I hope, at least. So it's hard to imagine all these stadium concerts.
Yes.
So So I don't know how they are going to approach those ones, or even festivals. I have no idea.
I just wonder if once people get vaccinated, will everyone just rush back, or will people still be kind of hesitant to gather? Will there still be that embedded fear in them?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I think a lot of people is going to rush out to the first possible event because they they really need to do something, to meet people, to watch live music, and an equal amount of people is probably going to be hesitant, and I don't know. It's still a lot of questions regarding if you will still be immune after getting the virus.
Yeah.
And I think those questions about the virus mutating and stuff, it's going to make people hesitant. I think, because if you had it and you've been affected by it, you probably don't want to get it again.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
I don't know. I have no idea, but it's a scary situation.
On a more positive note, I was just listening to Pestilence, and as soon as I heard it, I was like, holy shit, this is kicking my ass. First of all, it reminded me of if Metallica and Power Trip met and had a baby that was more modern. How did you end up doing like thrash metal?
Well, it's been an evolution, because when we released our first record in 2009, depicting the Macabre, it was nothing like the albums that followed. So that was like beat-tuned, clean vocals, slower music, and it sounds nothing like the album coming after, Exoneration Denied. So then we sort of had found our sound, I think. So we were on the first record, we were still looking, and on the following record, Exoneration Denied, it felt like we had really found our style, I think, and it was a lot more thrash, trashy, and that's probably because that's the music we've listened to a lot growing up. So it's music we like, and that's probably why it turned out to be thrash metal in the end. And so.
Very cool. Bruce, do you got anything else?
I don't. I just want to thank you for taking the time. I really appreciate it. And we're jamming this record for sure. In fact, Kris was like, I don't want to get on the interview yet. I'm still jamming this record.
It's a true story.
So you got some fans here for sure. We dig it. And I really appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah, sure. No problem. Thank you very much.
Stay safe and good luck with the record.